Early in our careers, my wife and I participated in a leadership conference for an association of small to medium-sized organizations. The conference is held on the West Coast. We'd never been there before. We didn't know anybody. During the first meeting, the leader asked us to turn and introduce ourselves to someone around us. The person in front of us turned and smiled. We asked their name. Apparently, that was a mistake. You want to find out why? Hi, I'm Jack Dunigan of thepracticalleader.com. Stand by. I'll tell you what happened. When we asked their name, their smile faded into a scowl, the chin lifted, and they spoke, I am, and with great self-importance, they gave us their name. After they turned back around, we wiped the condescension off of our clothes, and we whispered to each other, well, they certainly feel like they're important. On another occasion, I was working as a conference coordinator for a medium-sized nonprofit organization. Once a year, we held a major event where we gathered our major donors together so that we could do some more fundraising with them. And it was a week-long event. It was my job to put all the pieces together and to make sure that everything ran smoothly for this major event. During the keynote meeting, I was finished doing what I had to do. I came out the back and I was walking over to another building to check on some of the other things that were happening. And I saw a guy pacing back and forth on the sidewalk in front of the building. And as he paced there, he looked troubled to me. And so I stopped and asked him, I said, are you okay? And he said, yeah, I'm all right. And I said, are you sure you don't look okay? And he says, well, I was just wondering if I can ask you, what does it take to be part of the big time? And I said, the big time? What do you mean the big time? He says, well, you and all those other people up there on the dais, and that's the big time. And I actually laughed. I laughed out loud. I said, you think that's the big time? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, let me tell you something. It's not what you think it is. It is not what you think it is. You see, throughout history, and it remains today, the need to appear to be important has spawned all sorts of venues and occasions wherein importance can be displayed. The big time, as that person so colorfully put it, holds great appeal. We see ourselves as somehow diminished until we reach the big time. And all the trappings of power and importance are at once appealing and intoxicating. It's the drive to be important that ever so subtly changes a person and alters the chemistry of the group. Pecking orders evolve. Indeed, they've done so forever, and we want to find out where we fit in all of that. Now, if you're an effective leader, you do use those settings to convey and exploit power. But in reality, those effective leaders are ordinary people. Enduring, self-confident leaders need not rely on the trappings of power, the titles, the positions, to be the source of their influence. They are influential because they are influential people. As much as it seems to keep order and organization recognizable, there's a downside. A friend once said to me that he who is all wrapped up in himself makes for a very small package. If being important is important to you, then you must understand that importance is only important if other important people recognize just how important you really are. That sounds like a mouthful. Let me say it again. If being important is important to you, then you must understand that importance is only important if other important people recognize just how important you really are. In the end, it's not importance at all. It's vanity. And the result are doing things that let people know of your importance. The focus then becomes you, your office, your title, your position, your, importance. And becoming offended at even paltry things, at those who do not recognize you at events, or are not swayed by your aura and trappings of self-importance, comes so often and so easily. Your job then is not to be important, but your job then is to make sure other people know that you're important. The world and everyone in it then are compared to you in your place and your position, self-exalted though it may be. Self-importance becomes our greatest enemy. H.F. Hansen wrote that people that know they are important think about others. People that think they're important think about themselves. So forget about the trappings of power. It's too important to be important. Let who you are speak for itself. I wish I had known this about leadership. Well, we hope you enjoy our weekly videos, Lessons in Superlative Leadership. And if you'd like to subscribe, click on the subscribe button just below this video. However, YouTube has made some changes so that even though you are subscribed does not mean you will get a notification. The next thing to do is to click on this little bell right next to it, and you will receive notifications every time one of these comes up. We'd also invite you to visit our website at thepracticalleader.com, where you will find loads of articles and other information to help you become an even more effective leader.